Welcome to Keep It Pro Training Call, brought to you by Networking Wisdom, featuring Ramasio Fulcher. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Monique, and I'm introducing Ramasio, the creator of Networking Wisdom, and the reason for this call each and every Sunday for over 3.5 years at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On this call, you will learn the skills to be successful in network marketing and in life. Ramasio Fulcher is a well-respected international leader, coach, trainer, and much sought-after mentor. He's a highly successful entrepreneur with 750,000 people globally in his network and has accomplished over $1 billion in sales. Ramasio is a top leader and a top earner. He's also a top 50 worldwide earner in MLM. At the tender age of just 25 years young, Ramasio earned his first $1 million. He's now a multimillionaire traveling worldwide and helping countless individuals. This man knows how to make money, and he knows how to make money fast. What we all like most about Ramasio is his love for God and his love for people all over the world. He enjoys having fun and sharing his wisdom. A millionaire mentor, leader of leaders, and coach of coaches. Without further ado, I introduce to some and present to others our mentor and our friend, the California kid, also known as the marketplace minister, Mr. Ramasio Fulcher. Ramasio, have you joined us?
Absolutely. I am here. Can you hear me, Monique?
Yes, we hear you. Loud and clear.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for once again stepping up and being a gracious host of the platform that we've been doing now for over 3.5 years. Guys, it truly does bring me a measure of joy and happiness to be able to sit here and to give week in and week out. You know, they always say if you really want to know the caliber of a person, don't watch them in the light, but pay attention to what they do in the dark. You know, a man or a woman, literally the fiber, the caliber of them will be determined on the level of consistency that they actually have in whatever their craft is. And so, guys, I'm just excited to be able to do this. Thank you again, Monique. Whether you are a first-time listener, one of your friends or associates said, hey, man, hey, girl, you need to be present on this call. We welcome you, whatever your race, whatever your gender, whatever your religious background is, we welcome you to this platform. This platform is solely designed for people that have an entrepreneur bone in their body. Whether you are in a part of a direct sales or network marketing organization, whether you're promoting products or services, we have been doing this call for almost 4 years, every single Sunday, absolutely free. Did you hear me? Hello, are you listening? I said we've been doing this absolutely free. So wherever you are, if I'm you, I would definitely slip my hands up in the air and say, thank you. You mean I get to get all this wisdom for free? That's right. That's right, baby, for free. All right? And on this call, we talk about two specific things. We teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever company that you are promoting. The second thing that we teach you is we also teach you life skills as well. One thing you're going to find is as you grow, so will your business grow. And so, guys, I'm delighted to be with you. And today is part 2 of a new series we just started last Sunday called Massive Action. Oh, God, this is something I'm so fired up, man. If you ever wanted to get some of my best work, you hear at the right time. Massive action. With all that's happening in our world today, some folks are confused. Some folks are twisted. Some folks just don't know what to do. What am I going to do? Some people are busted and disgusted because of what's happening, and people are looking for answers. And thank God you're here with us here today. And that's what exactly we're going to give you answers. Now, if you're listening for the first time, everything that I teach, that we teach on this platform, this is all stuff that I do. I am not the type of guy that reads a book and says, oh, let me tell you what I heard in a book. No, that's not what I believe in. I teach you what I know. I teach you what I have done, what I am doing. And that keeps this call very authentic and very pure with the nuggets that we're passing on. In other words, the stuff that we're saying, this is not some dated 1965 principle that here we are in 2020. You know what I mean? This is not some old stuff. This is fresh vision. This is fresh insight of how to do what you're trying to do. So I want to encourage you, if you're not able to focus, make sure you listen to the replay. They're always uploaded instantly. You can go to our YouTube channel and you can listen to your little heart out. I want to encourage you to do that. And if you so much love the vibe that we are about here on this call, let me give you the single philosophy as to why we do what we do before we jump into part 2 of Massive Action. Our belief on this call, we believe that what we make happen for others, the universe will gladly make happen for us. We believe what we make happen for others, God will make happen for us. I want you to say that out loud if you're listening, because I'm 42 years young, and I can tell you that there have been tens of thousands of people that have approached me, whether it's social media, whether it's at a speaking engagement, whether it's, in my organization of 750,000 people. There's just been tens of thousands of people that will corner me and ask me, if you could just give me one secret, Ramasio, to success, just one secret, what would it be? And the funny thing is, it ain't just one. But really, it's just one principle. And here it is. What you make happen for others. I need you to get that. I need you to write that down. I know it's simple, baby. I know it just sounds so simple. But, see, it's so profound. See, most times people are always looking for the complex. They're looking for things that are very complex, that are very, complicated. They're expecting it to be complicated. And unfortunately, the principles of success have never been designed to be complicated. They're rather simple. So once again, if you are wondering, you're in the face of this pandemic, you don't know what you're going to do for your next bread or your next piece of money, or you just don't know what to do. Let me tell you with 1,000% certainty where you begin. You begin from a place of what you make happen for others. See, I know you're standing there at the brook. You're standing there at the base of the mountain. You're standing there. I feel you. You're standing there wondering, what do you do to change your situation? What do you do? And all you're doing is you're thinking about what you need so that you can rank up to the next level in your company. You're just thinking about, I just need an extra 5,000, 20,000, 100,000. You're thinking about what you need. And as long as you keep thinking about that, unfortunately, you probably won't get it because your thinking is in the wrong area. What I want you to do is I want you to shift your thinking to start thinking about them. What do I mean when I talk about them? I'm talking about, think about what problem can you solve in the world, and I promise you, as you start focusing your energy on that, automatically your money problems will go away. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to say it again. I said, when you shift your thinking and stop thinking about what you need, go out there and help get somebody else what they need. And when you help them get what they need, automatically your needs will be met. Don't thank me. It's a biblical principle. I'm just reminding you of something that hopefully you already know, okay? So that is the first place you need to be thinking. What can you contribute? What can you give? How can you help your company, your business? How can you be how can you offer something better? How can you how can you solve problems, make things more efficient for people? Whatever it is you're doing. And trust me, despite what anybody may have told you, despite anything that's ever happened to you, you do add value to the world we live in today. Yes, you do. You were created with a purpose and for a purpose. Don't allow anyone or anything to make you believe that you don't matter. That's not true. What you must do is discover, write that down. You must discover what is the value that's inside of you. And today I have a special guest that I'm getting ready to bring on. And as we talk about value, oh, my God, here we are in the face of a pandemic. And this young man is literally lighting up the scoreboard. I mean, guys, let me tell you, this guy here, as Grandpa would say, he is cooking. He is cooking with Crisco oil. This boy is cooking with grease. He is moving. I mean, he is literally adding tons and tons of value in the marketplace today. I am genuinely so proud of what he is doing. I know this gentleman. We talk frequently. I'm just super proud that he was able to carve out some of his busy time to be with you here today, because he's going to pour out some nuggets underneath the topic of massive action. And I know that what he's going to be talking about is going to be so much insight and nuggets that no matter what you're doing, there will be something from what he's about to say that can radically, write that word down, radically shift whatever it is you're doing. Because, see, the one thing I can tell you, high activity solves all your problems. Now, I know many of you saying, high activity doing what? Don't worry. We're going to show you. We're going to show you. He's going to show you right now some things that you can be doing to be able to help you radically change your situation. So this gentleman right now, he comes out of the Arizona area here in the United States. He owns his own private real estate company where I believe right now he's got about 70 to 75 agents that work for him. I'll let him talk a little bit more about that. He also now has another business that he's just started in the COVID space to really help out big time, making big, huge contributions in the COVID space. And I'm telling you, the man is married. He's got a few children. He's a family man. He's a lot of fun. He's hardworking. And the thing I love most about this young man, he is all about massive action. He is all about that action. And so, guys, it gives me great pleasure to bring on a friend and a colleague, and that is Mr. Darnell Cooley. Did you get a chance to make it on the line, Mr. Cooley?
I am here, Romacio. I am fired up. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear. We want to say thank you for coming on and taking some time to be with us today to share some nuggets, man.
Absolutely. The feeling is mutual. I definitely appreciate to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Awesome. Well, Darnell, if you don't mind, let's just get a quick couple minutes, 2-3 minutes. We'll just go back and forth here. Tell us just a little bit about your background. Before we can take people to where you are and what you're doing, let's see if we can connect with many, many listeners out there in terms of your story. Give us a little bit about your background. Have you always been this kingpin of business? Or just tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Well, definitely, once again, Romacio, definitely want to appreciate you for putting together this call for the past 3.5 years. It's been valuable, actually, to me as well as people all around the world. So appreciate what you do, is all the value you add into the marketplace as well. But like I said, guys, I was just like you guys listening here to the call. I was listening in to calls he was doing. I was watching, successful people from afar. Let's go all the way back directly to when I actually came out of high school. I know I wanted to do something great, and I decided to actually enroll in college at 17 years old. I graduated early, and I wanted to be a physician, a pediatric neurosurgeon. So I came in as a C and D student coming into college that, hey, I wanted to be this medical professional. And so for the very first time when massive action started with me, I started working very, very hard in college and was doing exceptionally well. I've never seen that many A's and B's on a report card. But watch this, guys. A lot of my work ethic came from me going all the way out while I was in college. Now, what happened was something that was interesting, and how people have to pay attention to their moments and their blessings. As I was actually going to college, pursuing my medical degree, I was working part-time as a personal trainer. This is around 19 years old directly for me. And I met this very, very successful other real estate investor, and he was telling me about, how he was making $400,000 a year, doing real estate. And I was like, oh, I don't want to have a license. He said, no, I don't have a license. I'm doing investments. And it really intrigued me with this guy. He was a few years older than me, and I just watched him, and, he kept working out in the gym. Everything was great. What really intrigued me was the following year. He pulled up to the gym in a brand-new, actually, Ferrari, and I had to stop him. I said, dude, man, what's going on with this real estate thing? He said, I just want to let you know I just made my first $1 million. And I was completely shocked. I said, listen, I want you guys to catch this. If you are willing to show me a plan of exactly what it is that I need to do, I'm willing to work for you for free for the next 2 years. I want to make sure you guys caught that. If you are willing to show me exactly what to do to achieve what you just did, I'm going to work for you for the next few years. He said, no problem. So what I did is I did the unthinkable. I dropped out and left college, guys. Left college. I was in my third year and got involved learning under this gentleman who was teaching me the specific principles when it came to real estate. And the thing I love about it is that sometimes your blessing is not going to come from somebody who looks like you, sounds like you, believes like you, thinks like you. Here I am as an African-American man. This gentleman is actually Asian. And so he's sitting there. He's teaching me every day. I'm getting to watch him work. He's telling me to model everything that he's doing. And after the very first 2 years of actually working with him, he allowed me to participate in his company and to earn a commission. So from generating 6 figures in 2 years, and then my third year in the real estate, I started my own real estate company. Now, I was completely terrified. Even though I worked with this gentleman, I feel like I couldn't be successful without the main person I was connecting with. So I was very terrified, and my very first year in business, I did okay. I did not make nowhere near as much money as I made actually with this gentleman over the course of the 2 years here, but I learned a lot. So my second year is when I kind of woke up. I said, you know what? Now is the time. I'm going to go all the way out with this overall process, and I'm going to do my absolute very best. No sleep. I'm probably going to lose some weight. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to see anybody. I'm just going to work my tail off. And it paid off. I mean, all year long, working hard, learning the business. And at this time, I was located actually in California, and I did very well. We made $250,000. That was that year. Now, remember, I'm my third year in. And I go back to my mentor. I'm really excited. Hey, listen, I just made it. This is great. He said, Darnell, how long are you going to keep killing yourself? So what do you mean? He said, you need to get some employees. You need to get some help. And so I was like, well, I'm the only one who has this work ethic. He said, Darnell, be quiet. I said, okay. He said, if you exactly would listen to my instructions, you would have the life that I have. Go get some people. So I had to learn how to be a leader. I had to learn how to recruit. I had to learn how to bring people directly into my company. Long story short, guys, fast forward actually now, 6.5 years later, have 70 to 75 people in my real estate investing business here, actually in Arizona. They work here directly, actually with me remotely now, obviously due to the fact of what's happened actually with COVID. We have been consistently happen to report us our 4th month of generating the 6-figure a month actually quintile. And now at this given time, we've actually just launched separately outside of my real estate business, another business in the COVID space where we are taking massive action and really, really looking forward to helping the world from what we're doing, as well as actually looking to bless a lot of people at the same time. Turn it back to you, boss.
Wow, that was a phenomenal just kind of recap. A lot of nuggets to take away there. I really hope that those of us that are taking notes paid attention to what he said. He found someone that had proven results and instantly said, hey, I'll work for you for free if you lay out a plan on how he could achieve the exact same thing. And we fast forward, obviously that investment that he made in terms of working for someone, learning the new trade has paid off quite well. As you said, fast forwarding, Mr. Cooley now has 75 people that now work for him at his Arizona real estate company there in Scottsdale. And so it's absolutely a lot that we can take away from that. But I'd like to kind of go ahead and zero in on specifically when you hear the topic, Darnell, of massive action. I mean, first of all, as it relates to where we are right now with all the people that are listening on the line, you've got men, women, boys, girls, young and old, some veterans, some newbies, some people that have been teetering along. Really, really give us your perspective about those two words, massive action, and how that has really changed your life and what that could do for other people the moment they begin to massively act towards what they want.
Absolutely. Well, massive action for me, guys, it starts with a burning desire. Napoleon Hill talks about it in the book Think and Grow Rich, that you must have a burning desire to achieve success. And if you don't have one, you've already lost. And so to me, that has a lot to do with your spirit, because anybody can tell you what to do. Anybody can show you what to do. Anybody can lay out a plan for you. But if your spirit is not right, guys, then nothing is actually going to work. So when I hear massive action, in my mind, I hear having a burning desire to do exactly whatever it takes, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, to be able to achieve massive results, and then having the right spirit so I can attract the right mentorship, so I can attract the right opportunity, so I can attract the right vehicle or people to assist me to create this big plan that I'm actually doing, taking the massive action at the same time. So I believe you've got to have the burning desire. Like I said, you've got to have the right and proper spirit, which is allowing you to be humble to receive the people that's going to be coming into your life, the mentors that you're going to be connecting with, and most importantly, willing to do the things that's required and necessary as long as it's actually the right thing to do. So when I hear massive action, that's exactly the thought that comes to my head, Moss.
Awesome. Along that, in addition to that, when you talk about the fear factor, and I know it's something that it seems to never go away. Fear is always there present. But then again, here it is. We're chanting from the top of the mountain, massive action, massive action. Would you say that when you had the right spirit, you connected with the right voice, got the right instructions, but then it was you had the burning desire, as you said, but then it was left up to you to act. I mean, what do you have to say in terms of all the negative chatter that's in your head, all the fear, but this is new, and do I fit here, and what if I fail, and just what if it doesn't work, and what if people just what about all of that stuff? How do you overcome that, or what do you do in the face of all that?
Absolutely. Great question here, Moss. But the key thing, guys, I can tell you when it comes to fear is we all have it. It's never going to go away. I don't care what success that you've accomplished or what goals you have. Everybody's going to have fear. But the best way that you can negate and bring out fear and eliminate it from what you are about to do and what you're doing is going to be about your self-talk. Guys, write this down. This is very serious. Right now, as I'm talking on this call, you're talking to yourself. Now, this morning when you woke up, you talk to yourself here as well, or every day, no matter what you do. So you have to make sure that you understand whatever you speak eventually will manifest itself directly into your life. So how do you have your life situated in terms of, are you waking up in the morning and speaking right things? For me, when I was starting real estate, I had to speak positive things about myself on a daily basis. I did not speak well when it came to speaking to people over the phone or in person. I stuttered when I actually spoke. I didn't have the right vernacular within the proper vocabulary. I mean, there was a lot of things that was opposite with me that looked like it was going against me to be successful in business. But I told myself I can speak. I told myself I had the right vocabulary. I told myself that I attract positive people directly into my life. I told myself that I always will be successful no matter what. Things I told myself on a daily basis, and not just telling myself this, guys. I put pictures, I put words, I put statements literally all around my office, all around my car, and literally, guys, I put index cards inside of my wallet. So if I was having a bad day and I wasn't at home, I wasn't actually around my office, and I had my wallet on, I can pull it up and look at something motivational that I wrote. See, this is interesting about psychology, guys, is that when you write something pen to paper, your brain recognizes that it's your handwriting. It's almost like when you say something to yourself, your brain recognizes that it's you talking, and nobody believes you more than yourself. Self-talk is the best discipline that you can do from a repetitious standpoint to drive out the doubt and fear that you have. And that's exactly what works for me. I still do it today in each and every situation of my life because fear may come up. And, oh, my God, I've never been a part of this opportunity, or never could make this much money, or I never could help this amount of people. Oh, wow, just because you've already made $1 million in something or made some type of success doesn't mean you're fearful for the next level. You have to speak a different level of words with confidence and conviction to yourself. So not only your subconscious is going to pick it up, your conscious mind will believe it, and then now you're starting to see the people that you're speaking to, who you're associating with, who you're meeting, are going to be asking you, oh, my goodness, how do you have all this confidence? How do you have all this energy? It's because what I do and what I say to myself on a daily basis and how I fire off the neurons in my brain to be able to move in the direction I want to, which is massive action.
Man, that was really, really, really on point and well said. You know, my next question is, and talk to me about when you take massive action towards what you want, why is it so important to take massive action? Why is it not okay just to take a little bit of action? You know, you hear the thought process, Darnell. Well, okay, I'll give it a try. You know, you're right. I'll give it a shot. Let's try it. It doesn't hurt to try. Explain to us what the difference between trying something with a little bit of action versus what we're talking about today with massive action. What's that difference to you?
Exactly. Great question again. And let's start all the way from how we were created. I mean, guys, there were 1 billion sperm that were swimming. You took massive action to make it to that egg. You're here, so you're a winner. That's number one. Getting up every day when you were a baby, trying to walk. You tried over and over and over again. You said, I'm going to take 2 steps. I'm just going to sit down after it was too hard. You kept going over and over until you can walk. I use those origin examples to let you know massive action is your life. So here's the key thing I believe. If I didn't come here directly from, trying to do something, if I didn't actually start walking from trying and I took the right proper action steps, that should actually grow the rest of my life. I want you guys to understand this, and this should be everything that you actually do. They say this in business, but this should be your life. Your life, guys, should be a personal development program with value actually attached to it. I'm going to say it again. Your entire life should be a personal development program with massive value attached. What I mean by that, if you're growing through things personally, getting better on a daily basis, adding value to a lot of people, that is the way that you're going to be able to cleanse your spirit. And you cannot come out of that from cleansing your spirit by trying something. See, guys, if you're on this call, it's for a reason. If you're here on this planet right now, it's for a reason. If you're actually working in something during this pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, it is for a reason. See, the reason why we can't just try things just like that at the same time, because it doesn't really fulfill the things that we're looking to do. It's either we do something or we don't. Track back to anything you've done in your life. People on this call went through college successfully. People on this call have already been a part of companies that have already done great money. People on this call have been great mothers, great fathers, whatever it is. No matter what you've done great in life, you had to take massive action. You couldn't half-tail raising kids. You couldn't, halfway just try and just get through college. You couldn't do that in building a company or even being here and hearing this valuable information. So I want you guys to circle that on your piece of paper. That's very, very important. Your life should be a personal development program with value attached. It cannot be that way if you try. You must take massive action in all things that you want to be great within your life. And I'll turn it back to you, Moss.
Wow, really, really, really well said again. Your life should be a personal development program with value attached to it. Woo, that's powerful. That's powerful. Absolutely. With value. In other words, the more you grow, obviously, the more value you add in the marketplace. Really, 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 really well said. A very, very strong perspective on that. Talk to me. So now, do you feel that you've mastered this concept of massively acting towards anything you want? Can you give us a few different examples in your life where you've taken massive action towards something that you want? And if you don't mind, share with us specifically what your massive actions look like so people at least can quantify kind of what it is you're talking about.
Absolutely, certainly. Well, I'm going to start off actually with this, guys. I mean, the first thing I really took massive action with was the first example I gave when I went to school, when I went to college, and I started out. As my life as an adult, I've never really worked that hard or tried that hard before, and I really thought that was a lot of work, and that was the physical work. I wasn't doing anything spiritual, meaning doing the self-talk, this and that, but that's where massive action started, getting up every day, studying all day long when my friends were out going to parties, this and that, being able to understand the different classes I was in and doing well actually in school. That's one of the ways where it actually started. Now, moving to business, this one went to a whole entire different level, guys, from waking up every day with the right mindset, from speaking exactly the things that I wanted to happen in my life, and to be working extremely hard throughout today. Literally, guys, I'm talking about as hard as anybody can actually think. The one thing I always wanted to emulate from other people is when they said that if you have the ability to work harder than anybody else on yourself as well as on your craft, you will have exactly what people dream that they want. So from day to day, studying every single thing I could about business, everything I could about relationships and communications, and most importantly about how to build, large companies, guys, and working in my business day in and day out, barely getting a few hours of sleep, going all the way out, massive action in the beginning, because I wanted to get to a point one day, ladies and gentlemen, where I didn't have to do that. And to be honest with you, at 30 years young, I do not believe that I have fully mastered the art of massive action. Why? Because I believe it's a moving target. There's another level to go to. I keep going to different octave levels of massive action. Level here, level there, level there. It keeps getting bigger and it keeps getting stronger. Guys, you never fully master and understand something when you're climbing to your path to success. Whatever success can look like for you. But for me, with the big goals and dreams that I have, not just now, but obviously for my whole lifetime, there's a lot of things I want to accomplish, not just from myself, but also in building the value up in other people. So the answer to the question, do you feel like you have mastered massive action? I believe I'm getting there. It's a long road. I'm going to continue to push directly to the top. But what has me extremely excited is no matter what I touch, I know the time I need to put in with my mindset, within my spirit, and within the physical work that needs to be done so I can receive the physical equivalent of what I'm looking for, which is adding value to others and being a blessing to others. And when I do that, therefore, I'm completely blessed by God. Back to you, Moss.
Really well said. I love those three things. I hope all of the listeners that are listening caught that. I think you should write that down. He gave you the three areas. Number, as it relates to massive action, I think when you're trying to manifest something, I think it's really important what he just said. Number one, he said his mindset. There are daily rituals that he does. He specifically talked about self-talk being one of them. Number two, he then talked about spirituality. There's things that he does from a spiritual perspective on a consistent, massive basis that gets his spirit right. And then number three, he talked about the physical work. And those three things is how he views and looks at massive action to be able to manifest whatever it is that he wants. Again, your mindset, self-talk, your spirituality, right? And then the physical work. So I love the fact that the physical work as it relates to massive action is number three, because many of us, we actually love to make that number one. And I'd like to, as we have two more questions here, if you could touch on that, Darnell, why is it that the physical work for you is the third thing to do, whereas most people in the world, they're always asking, tell me what to do, tell me what to do, tell me what to do, and they're only wanting to concentrate on just the physical work, but no, never mind the self-talk, never mind the spirituality piece. Why do you have it lined up like that as in 1, 2, 3?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the reason it's lined up for me like that here, Moss, is that I truly believe that we are all spiritual first. We are all spiritual beings, and we are living inside of a physical body, and we're having an experience here on this earth. So that means that if I give you an instruction on exactly what to do and step by step of what it takes to go to the next level, if your spirit is tainted, If you have self-doubt inside of you and you don't feel comfortable with yourself or with this opportunity or even with your life, guess what? That instruction I gave you is only going to last from the time I'm talking to you. It's going to disappear when we actually leave this phone call. It's going to disappear after we leave this meeting that we have. It's going to disappear after I'm trying to talk value into you. So this is why it's important to get yourself in state. That's like saying I'm a professional athlete and I have not exercised for a whole entire year, and I go out there and I try to run the play and I break my ankle on the first play, or I sprain actually my wrist or something of that nature, or I pull a muscle. Guys, certain things like that can happen whether you work out or not, but it's a better actually significance if you are exercising and preparing actually for something before you get to the big stage. The same thing in business, the same thing in life. If I'm going to be great at something, if I'm really, really going to be teachable, and I'm really going to be coachable and humble to somebody that's giving me their time, write that down, guys. Somebody that's really giving me their time and pouring into me and telling me exactly what it takes. I can take the information, that's great, but number one, I have to make sure my spirit is right, because that person does not have to take time out of their day and explain to me of exactly what it takes for me to go to the next level in my business, finances, in my marriage, with my children, being a better person in the world. They don't have to take the time and give me that. But if I'm going to take that instruction, Moss, and I'm going to do well with it, my spirit has to be right to receive the information. See, guys, humility is not a personality trait. It's just recognizing something I don't have. So I have to be humble to have a better spirit daily. So when I receive that information that God is putting into my life, coming from a different source or a different person, I have to be ready to receive it and then grow it at the same time, because now I'm ready to take the massive action because my spirit was right. Back to you, Moss. That got me fired up right there, boy.
Man, that got me fired up as well, man. He laid that thing out. He laid it out, baby. I like that. I like that a lot, guys. I mean, he laid it out, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're listening. I hope you're spreading the word about this call. And I hope if you're hearing the replay, you listen to this over and over. This is exactly what you need. Ladies and gentlemen, are you listening to this young man? Are you listening right now? These are nuggets. These are pearls of wisdom dropping on you for free. Call these raindrops from heaven. This is the answer. I mean, he is laying this thing out, talking about making sure your mind is right with the self-talk, then the spirituality piece. And he broke it down. He broke it down that if your spirit's off, it don't matter what anybody tell you. You're not going to receive it. Woo! That's powerful. Do you know what that means? That means somebody could tell you the right thing to do, be the answer to your prayers, but if your spirit is off, doubt, it ain't going to work, don't, blah, 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 all this negative chitter-chatter in your head, then it don't matter. They can give you the right instruction. They can give you the right instructions at the right time, but guess what? They're talking to the wrong person. That's the value of what he's talking about, getting your mindset right, sharpening your spirit on a daily basis. And then the last thing to do is to take the action. But now when you take the action, you're coming from a place of authority, of a place of great expectations. And that sets up my final question, and here it is. When you finally take the action to go out there to do the massive action, have you found that when your mind is right, Darnell, and your spirit is right, and then you finally pick up the phone and dial for dollars or whatever the massive action that a person is pursuing, have you found that it takes forever to accomplish the thing that you desire?
That is a great question. Great question. I want everybody to pay close attention directly to this. Guys, the answer to that question is absolutely not. Let me explain this to you in detail. Make sure you're taking notes on this. Whatever that you have a goal about, whatever you take massive action with, as long as your spirit and mindset is right, it is already accomplished. I'm going to say that again. Whatever your goal is, whatever something that you want to do, something that you inspire to do, if you have the right mindset and the right spirit, you're taking the action, it is already accomplished. It's already done. It is waiting for you at the level of obedience. Let me explain that. So you have to be obedient to the craft, obedient to getting yourself in the right state, obedient to having the right self-talk, obedient to taking massive action on a consistent basis so that you can achieve those results. But you cannot take massive action like, oh, well, it's not working today, or, oh, at this hour, somebody talked to me like this, or, oh, we didn't get this deal done this day. Doesn't matter. Like I just said, whatever you're looking for, if your spirit's right, you're taking massive action, it's already accomplished for you, but it's waiting for you at the level of obedience. So you must remain consistent. See, if you're not consistent, guys, you're non-existent. You can't just wake up one day and be like, oh, well, I did my self-talk today. I got my spirit right today. I'm taking action today. Oh, it wasn't all that great of a day. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be consistent every single day with 100% belief as you're taking the action that this is already done. I've already achieved the goal I want to achieve. It's just waiting for me at the state of obedience. So if I continue to be obedient with the system I just laid out to you, working with my spirit, my mindset, and taking massive action, there's nothing in the world that I cannot achieve whatsoever. And to be honest with you, the stronger you get in your spirit and shift your paradigm, the faster the result will come to you. But guess what? You will not be surprised. Guess what? You won't be shocked. As a matter of fact, you probably won't even be overwhelmed with it because you already knew what was supposed to happen, and then your brain automatically shifts to the next step. So what else can we accomplish? Who else can we help? Who else can we benefit with this information? And the cycle goes over and over. So no, it does not take long because it's already done, waiting for you at the level of obedience, and it happens faster than you even anticipated. Back to you, Moss.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. And that wraps it up, man. He said, if you're not consistent, you're non-existent. If you're not consistent, you are non-existent. That is so true, and again, well said. But then I also love, once he slipped in something critically important, I hope you heard it. He talked about obedience. He talked about obedience. You've got to be obedient to the instructions that were given to you to go take the massive action about. In other words, someone's going to give you a set of instructions. All throughout the Bible, we see great prophets that went on to do great things. And, it reminds me of the wonderful prophet of Joshua. If you get a moment, guys, go read the book of Joshua. It's 29 pages. You'll love it. And every step along the way, God gave him instructions on how to defeat his enemy. So don't think that when you find Johnny, your mentor, or whoever it is, and he gives you some instruction, that's the first time somebody gave instructions. No, it goes all the way back to the Bible. So in other words, when the instructions are given, the question is, will you be obedient? I love that he slipped that in there because that's critically important. And then he said, you will realize what it is you're wanting, what it is you desire, quicker than you think. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I want to say he laid it out on this call. It doesn't need to be long to be right. He laid it out. I want each and every single one of you, do us a favor. We talked about the call. We started the call talking about adding value. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. I know every single one of you listening on this call, you want a better life in some capacity or another, whether that's better health, better relations, better finances, better spirit. We know you want better. Okay, and better is associated with value. And I love what he said. Your life should be a personal development with value attached to it. So as you go out in the marketplace now and create value, guess what's going to happen? As you go out there and you create value, I promise you great things are going to happen for you. But what we want you to do is take massive action. Take massive action in the way that we described it today. Do it now. I love how one of my other partners says, he says it best. Anything that you was planning on doing eventually, you need to do it immediately. Let me say it again. Anything that you were planning on doing eventually, you need to do it immediately. And therein lies, take massive action. Be swift. Do it now. Do it right now. We are in the center of the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime. Some of you are struggling to receive that. I'm going to pray for you. We are in the middle of the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime. I believe for most of us, we will never see this again. We've got pandemics. We've got all this stuff going on, all this stuff jumping off at the same time. And guess what? some of the greatest opportunities on planet Earth are emerging right now. And some of you can't even see it. Some of you have no idea. You just still work from home, home to work. This is just what it is. And, oh, my God, I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, blah, because your self-talk is off. It's off. And today he laid it out. So I want to encourage you. This phone call is about to end in 60 seconds. I want to encourage you. We're gonna post this replay in less than an hour. Re-listen to this call. Take your notes. Get your notes together. Now, go run the play. Go run the play. He laid it out. No, we don't need another call. We can cut it right here. This was it. He laid it out. I keep saying that for you. The answers for what you were looking for, it's on this call. Listen again. Listen again. Listen again so that you can hear something that the answer that you're wanting is right here on this call. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end with this. Thank you, Darnell Cooley, for coming on and actually blessing all of us with everything that you did today. May God's blessings continue to just reign all over everything you touch, everything you do. You are a complete beacon of light for all of us. Continue to do what you do, man. We are literally just so glad to have you here with us today. And for those of you that are actually listening, I want to end with this. We always tell you at the end of every call, we always say that always remember, in all that you do, there is nobody in the entire world any greater than you. One of the things I want to add to that I want you guys to all know is that you've heard me say it before. You can count the seeds inside of an apple, but you cannot count the apples inside of a seed. And so I say that to conclude with this. I hope and I pray that just one person on this call, one little seed, I hope that one person on this call receives the seed that Mr. Cooley just laid out for all of you today. And I pray that you put that into action right now. And I literally declare and decree there's going to be a massive turnaround in your life if you apply the principles that he just laid out today on today's call. I want to thank you guys for listening. I love each and every single one of you. Once again, shout out. Thank you, Mr. Cooley. And we'll see all of you guys again on next week's call. We love you guys. Goodbye, everybody.